Okay. Let's get it together. Get your coffee. Goal is created. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. I'll give us all a few minutes to get in here and hit the like. It is a brand new week. Welcome, Wheel Burner Express channel member. First one in the house. Good morning. This is kind of my second cup, but I think it's okay with you. Oh, man, what a week. Man, what a week. I had 1 hour left on my 70, if that tells you anything. Okay. I still got lots of butter in my coffee. Why do I have the truck running? Hold on. Okay. Let me shut it off. I forgot. There we go. That should be better. So I was making coffee, and that's why I turned on the truck. So good morning. God bless you. You got up again. You got up again. Be grateful. Today's rest day for me. It's Saturday. Is it Saturday? It's Sunday. Oh my gosh. That's where I'm at, guys. That's where I'm at. Rob on the road is in the house. Good morning, afternoon. Italian blend coffee for me today. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Is that a robust flavor, Robert? Is it a light thing? I don't know what Italian blend coffee. It sounds good. Anything Italian sounds good to me. So, yeah, ran my face off again. I'm working really hard because I got a lot of things cooking. I'm in a full reorg of my business. And I say this periodically, which I think is important for any entrepreneurs. You got to stay tight, right? And so it seems like every 6 months I feel like I have to get on the ground with where I'm at, look over my numbers again, look over the finances again, and just tighten up and reorg, right? I'm in that mood right now because I am almost finished with the big, beautiful spreadsheet. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm so proud. So proud of my big, beautiful spreadsheet. Good morning, Six Semper Tyrannus. Artie Champ, welcome in. Kaslin Ranamagar. God loves you. God loves you. Thank you for saying that. Crystal Meyer, 1806, is in the house. Channel member saying good morning. Grab your coffee, ladies and gents. Let's snuggle in. It's chilly outside, so I'm kind of trying to stay warm. Oh, by the way, there she is. And she came in third, as you can see. Cheap Freight Haulers over here with 91,000 steps. Kevin Brown won the Samsung Trucker Challenge, which was called Road Rash or something like that. Kevin finished. Cheap Freight Hauler came in second, right on his heels, and Red Lady was right behind him. So congratulations to the top three right there in the Road Rash Dash. That's what it was called. And so it's a little fun thing we do. I encourage anybody who'd like to join the Trucker Step Challenges to keep an eye on my community posts, because I post them there. I try to let you know ahead of time. And people can join in, and we have a fun little, we're stepping off all week. Good morning, Big Dog Trucker 68, an A7 Knowledge Hub. Where are you from? I am from the United States. I am currently in the state of Ohio. Feudal Internet. Don't understand what that language is, but welcome in. Please hit the like. What does my name say? Artie Champ now instead of 7C's? Yes, it says Artie Champ. Welcome, 7C's. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you again. Crisco, not gonna lie, you're the nicest person I've seen in a while. Well, good. That's one of the purposes of this channel, because you get bashed over the head every day with all this media and all this bad news, and I don't know why we're getting a weird glare here, but I want to be a positive voice in the YouTube world, an encouragement for you at the beginning of the week over some nice hot coffee. I'm in the truck. You might be in your underwear at home or in the truck, in your truck. It's okay. This is the time where we get together, we get fresh for the new week, we get energized, we get encouraged, and we start out with gratitude, right? I just want to remind you, start out with gratitude. Yeah, I don't look like Ellen DeGeneres, thank you very much. My hair is much longer than hers, hence why I have it tied back, because it's very long. But thanks. I don't think I look like Ellen at all, trust me. I'm much more, well, I just don't look like her. It's cold and raining here in Tennessee this morning. Big Dog Trucker 68 is saying that. Yeah, it's chilly, but it's clear, so I'm grateful for that. I had to do some uncomfortable things to get here, and I'll explain that in a second. My trolls are on patrol to let all you new people in here. Please hit the like on your way in and out, but did I say my trolls? My moderators. So if you're going to troll this channel, they're going to pause you or kick you out. It's why I go fishing and stay outside away from the media. Yeah, Patrick Brady. Thanks for coming in, by the way, and taking a break from your fishing to come in and say hi. Okay. Howdy, what's the deal, says Alex Bluecoat. The deal is, I took a load from Georgia to Pennsylvania. Here's a little trucking story for you about how the last couple days of actually Friday. Oh my gosh. Those of you that truck will understand this, okay? Those of you that don't, listen to some trucker struggles. So, I bring a load up from Apple something, Georgia, right? Down South Georgia. I bring it up to Pennsylvania. I get there. I'm the last truck to come in. My favorite was Truck Pub and Playtime. I've been following for a while. Thank you. Please hit the like. Don't forget to hit the like for me. Thank you. I love that you mentioned in a past video. Warming the fingers ice this morning in Michigan. Oh, yeah, Patrick Brady. I get it here. It's like, this weather in Ohio is not too much different. So I get up to Pennsylvania. I'm the last truck. And then the lady, and I got another load to pick up at by 5. This is like 2 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm in Chester, Pennsylvania, y'all. You know where that's at. So I was already feeling like, some guts about like whatever comes, I'll figure it out. Rob says it's sunny here in Yorkshire on the other side of the hill. Good. Sunshine is good. Okay. So I get there in the last truck. The people come out and tell me, we had a fire. We had a fire on the machine, the only singular machine that has to unload these giant rolls off my trailer, right? And they're like, we can't unload you unless you can drop your trailer. I said, I can't drop my trailer. This is a live unload and this is my trailer. And so they all radio back and forth. So he orders, they instruct me that I'm going to have to return to the shipper. I have a load that I'm supposed to pick up and get this off and go get it, right? I'm like, return to the shipper? That's in Georgia. They're like, well, we don't have a choice. We don't have another machine to do whatever, get you unloaded. So I start making the phone calls, right? I start calling the broker. I'm like, here's the situation. He's like, all right, this is how this works. You got to give me a rate, what this is going to cost to get you returned to shipper. And then you give me the rate. And then, you know, we figured out, and I give you a new Raycon with the whole money on there, which would have been $3,700. I was excited. I'm like, cool, I guess I'm going back to Georgia, but I had to cancel my next load, right? And it's like 3 or 4 hours before that load picks up. But I explained what happened and canceled that load. So now that load's gone. Stay with me. So now I call Snorlord, because now we have to work out the rate, right? And I got to add all the little things, because this is what I get if I have to return, is the inconvenience, yada yada, a couple layovers because it's going to be over the weekend and all that. So I'm feeling all good, like, well, praise the Lord, right? And I'm working out the numbers. The minute I send the breakdown to the broker that he's waiting for so that he can issue me the new Raycon and get me going back to Georgia to return to the shipper, the security guard comes whizzing around the corner, because I'm still in the lot, like, you know, doing my little stuff. And hi, Prime Parth. Good morning from India. So happy birthday, Stephanie. Please hit the like. Hit the like. Leave a comment, whatever. Happy birthday. I'm glad it's your birthday. Peril? Not sure how to say that. Anyway, so here comes the security guard and says, they can unload you now. I just canceled my next load. I'm approved for all kinds of money for the weekend. I'm excited. Now they can unload me all of a sudden. So I'm like, okay. So I tell the broker, but now I'm out the load. Now I'm out the load that was going to get me out of there. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Anyway, I pull in there, I let them unload me, it's all good, and I get taken off to the entrance or the exit. And I work with Snorlord a little bit. By the way, check out his channel. And we find a load that's going to pay really good, but I got to get there. Got to go. By the time we got all the stuff settled, I get going. I send my ETA. They're like, okay, we'll let the shipper know. Just get there as fast as you can. So I get over there, 30 miles away, so not bad, deadhead. And so I get there, and there's one man working, because it's Halloween, right? I guess. There's one man working, and by the time I get there, it's like somewhere around 5. There's another truck that was late too. And I'm supposed to be getting a full truckload to take down to South Carolina to deliver to McLean, which I wasn't excited about, but it really paid a lot of money. So I was like, oh, this is going to be great. So anyways, he doesn't load me. He turns me away. He's like, I got something to do at 6 o'clock. I'm leaving. You guys aren't going to get loaded today. Sends me and the other driver away. So now I'm back to nothing. Look up on the map, Chester, Pennsylvania. Yes, 07 crawl daylight savings time was today. So now I have no load. It's Friday, late Friday, and I don't have no load. I go to the truck stop. My clock, I got 2 hours left. I'm tired. I've had it. I'm done. I'm like, I don't care. I find the nearest TA. I drive over there and I park. I have to pay for my parking. I pay for my parking. Now I'm out that $18. And I'm just, so like it's one of those days you just felt defeated. It's whatever. But I'm sitting here like, my whole thing was I was trying to grab an extra money grab for the weekend. And get the heck out of Pennsylvania. Well, since that didn't work out, I'm just like, screw it. So me and Dee Dee took a walk, brought my cortisol down and just tried to shake it off and cooked some ground beef and put some cheese on it and some broccoli. Ate a good hot dinner and just like went to bed. My other broker that I work very closely with calls me at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Wakes me up. He says, hey, I got a load that goes to Ohio And because I was looking, like, there's nothing on a Friday. If you guys have ever tried to find a spot market load on a Friday, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Patrick says, I used to run a warehouse in Midland, Michigan. We loaded all plastic pallets in trucks and rail. Yeah, I ran those before, Patrick Brady. There we go. All right, and so thank you for that comment. You stole one from the church? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. That lady you see classroom late. So I'm like, okay, here's my only chance to move because I'm in Chester, Pennsylvania. Look on the map. I know it's not good. It's not looking good for next week and all this other stuff. So, but he's got it, and it's a recovery load, which means I can get some extra money on it. Now, here's the kicker. It was 160 miles away to go pick it up in Virginia. Deadhead to Virginia, get the load, and then it delivers Monday in Ohio. Well, you might say that, you know, that's about, what, 400 and some miles? Let's say 500. No, it was 400 and something because the rate on it was like $525. And you're like, oh, that sucks. But mind you, I gotta move. So now it's like, forget about money, get some to pay for the truck to move, but we just gotta move the truck. We just lost Friday. And this will pay for the truck to move. So I make the executive decision and I take that load. I get down there, I get loaded, everything's nice and smooth. It's a light load. It gets me out of the East Coast. It gets me back over to Columbus, Ohio. And I'm happy about that. It's a win. It's a win because I got the heck out of there and didn't carry over loss into the week, the beginning of the week, right? I'm starting off in a better freight area, better spot. I deliver early in the morning tomorrow. I consider that a win. I'm bummed about all the money that I feel like I lost because everything kind of screwed up all in a chain reaction. But you know what? It's okay. Make government cheese great again. Yeah, I remember that cheese. Hi, Surrender, Kimbo. Hi, Ezra. Thanks for coming in, y'all. In Dubai, we got Dubai and the Philippines in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hit the like on the way in or out. David Edwards is in the house saying morning, y'all. Patrick Brady says, yep, hate to back up empty. Hate to head back empty. You know, yeah, but sometimes I do. So the people that are like, yeah, I ain't moving. I'm not deadheading 160 miles to go get a load for, you know, $1.20 a mile. All miles, right? But they gave me 700 on it. So I call it good. Don Gustavo, shout out from Australia. Oh, Australia's in the house. Thanks, Don. Good morning. Hope you're enjoying some good coffee over there. I wonder what kind of coffee they have in Australia. Cheap Freight Hauler, right there. Came in number 2, is in the house saying good morning. Channel member, thank you. I was not worth a crap during this step challenge, you guys, because I was running. I'm working so hard right now and just trying to stay consistent. I want to come into America. Please help me. I accessed it. Big Dog Trucker 68 says, yes, ma'am. Sounds like you had a Murphy's Law kind of day. Whatever can go wrong. Yeah, you know, but emotionally it was a roller coaster. I was like, oh, I'm going to get all this money. It's going to be such a great week. Oh my God. Or like all that. And then it just went fail. Then I got another great load. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it's not as much as I thought I was going to make, but it's at least close and we're going to finish the week strong and whatever. Fail. And then it came to like, just move the truck, Shannon. So that's what we did. You know, so it happens sometimes. I can't win every week. Are you a truck driver? In my country, we don't have female truck drivers, but we are going to have female bus drivers soon. Oh, well, maybe female truck drivers will come eventually. Crisco, thank you for that comment. Thank you for coming in. Please hit the like if you haven't already, everybody. we're warming up to the algorithm. My views are picking up, and I think I got like 50 new subscribers from last show. So I want to welcome all the new subscribers. What do you mean hard to book spot market Friday? I got 464 a mile Friday. How many miles? I wasn't in that spot, Chief Frayholler, and you probably see. By the time I was trying to book a load, it was after 5 p.m. when the last guy turned me away. The brokers are gone. It's done. You know what I mean? So I feel like I was lucky to get what I got just to move the truck. Josiah Mooden is in the house. Doesn't like Donald Trump. But yeah, God bless you on that rate, brother. Man, that's beautiful. Rim Biang Kitchen is in the house with pink hands waving. I am not a freight broker. I am a long haul OTR truck driver. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the nice things you're saying. Please hit the like. I hate 77 on the North Carolina Virginia line, that speed trap. Yeah, I don't speed, so don't worry about the speed traps, but it's rough country out there, you know? Rob says executive decision. Exactly. And so you can't cry about it. You can't get all mad and complain about it. I mean, people do. And I'm kind of complaining about it. But it's part of the business. You got to get yourself back in position for the new week. So just like we're getting together at the beginning of the week here, getting together, getting a new week kickoff, positive vibes, all this stuff going out to you. You got to do that when you start the week with your business too. In my opinion, you know? Thanks for everybody coming in. Please hit the like on your way in or out. I appreciate you stopping by. Crystal Meyer, 1806, channel member, says, I'm surprised I get the steps in than I did. I've been sick with sinus infection. Ooh, girl, you need to do that peroxide treatment. It's Saturday night somewhere, chat. Famous person Zena says blessings. Well, thank you, Zena. I appreciate you. Appreciate your blessings. Blessings back at you. Seems like everybody wants to talk about Trump today, but I'm not getting on that subject because that's not what we do here. Please just hit the like button, in or out. If you're in here, you got your coffee ready, hang out, snuggle in, you know, chill out for a little bit. I got lots to do today, so I'm not trying to make this a long one. It's 260 something miles. I had to deadhead 115 for my house to get it 12. Yeah, that's what I had. But when I got there, the guy, like, it was too late because I had to go through 5 small towns with 45 miles an hour traffic. So by the time I got there from Chester, he was like, yeah, I'm going trick-or-treating, so I'm not loading you. So I had it. So, okay, we're caught up on comments. So that's how my week went. I hope you guys had a great, smooth week. I hope you had a strong financial week. I noticed fuel is up. I was really bummed about that. Like, especially over where I was at. Maybe not where you're at, but where I was at, it literally was like, you know, I'm back up in the 310, 320 a gallon. Some places nearby were 345. I was like, what? Come on, man. Yeah, moderators, if you want to boot the political comments, if they seem a little off, you are welcome to do so. What do you think about this mushroom coffee hype, Shannon? I think it's probably cool, but I don't feel like I want to try it. I'm sure it's all yummy and stuff and whatever, but I'm in the middle of my fungus infection research right now. So and I know they're good for you. I'm just trying to keep, like, if you can get fungal infections, then if you are eating mushrooms, which are great for you, I love them for vitamin D. You know, like, maybe there's a relationship, maybe there's not. Until I get a little bit deeper into my fungal infection research, which I'm working on right now, I'm just not close enough to make the decision yet. I don't think it infects you. They wouldn't send it. They wouldn't put it out there and whatever. But in my little scientist MacGyver mind, I have to see, like, how do you get fungal infections yet you can eat fungus or drink fungus, right? Where's the crossover there, right? That's what I'm hunting. When I hit that point, I will share it with you. But I got so much of my clean coffee that, I'm trying to watch my expenses right now. I am going through a major reorg of some things financially in my business. And that's why the big, beautiful spreadsheet is important. I'm making executive decisions. I got to make moves to increase my everything. And so I'm not trying to go buy some stuff yet, some new stuff. Is anyone here from Canada? Yeah, we have some Canadians in the house. Maisie? So, yeah, I think it's worth a try. If you are trying it, please share. Please tell me, All right, let's stop all the political comments. Oh, I think I read that. XPO bought out Norbert Dentressangle, the biggest hauler in France, a few years back, and now we have to go to them for backhauls out of France. Oh, that's interesting. XPO, huh? Good morning, superstar, international man of mystery in the house, Jerome Jones, who is down there on the list because Jerome was busy like me. Me and Jerome are at the bottom of the list because we were running like crazy. Welcome in and good morning, and grab your coffee. Let's get it on. This is my second cup of coffee today. I couldn't wait for you guys earlier, and putting my boots on. Good morning, Jerome. 6 December Tyrana says, I'm not drinking mushroom juice, full stop. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not there yet. It's interesting, though, the factoids that they give you about it. So, you know me. I'm going to nerd out and do the research. Big Dog Trucker 68 says, fuel went back up again this week pretty much everywhere. Yeah. Hopefully you'll have a good week since you had a crazy Friday. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm mentally, I got my sleep. I was exhausted. I got here last night with 1 hour left on my 70, if that tells you anything. I got my sleep. I woke up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning, but I definitely am not in the mood to do any work today. But I have a lot of work to do, so it's not like a day off for me, but I will get to sleep at my leisure. But today's the one day, because I came in yesterday and I was exhausted, so nothing happened productive last night. Today is the shower, the laundry, the grocery shopping, and the cleaning of the truck to get ready for the new week. And then the rest of the time I might find... Oh, shoot. Hang on. Okay, sometimes I just forget to turn on the auto start. And so, all of those things, all the chores have to be done. But then the rest, I got to at least spend 3 or 4 hours on the big, beautiful spreadsheet because I'm so close to being done. And I'm super pumped about that. And then I got to balance, because it's the end of the month, I got to balance the checking accounts and, check the books. Make sure the books are all clean and in order. That's my day. Like this one day, I got to get all of that done. Switching to paying cash, Shannon. No. No, I don't. I haven't even touched cash in like so long. I have switched a couple of things. I have switched a couple of ways I'm paying things to increase my cash flow. And now that I did a test. I did a scientific test, and it was amazing. The results was amazing. And so now I'm like, it turned on all my light bulbs, and I'm like, okay, it's time to revamp everything, right? Yeah. I might do a members only video. I don't know. Like, that's my own proprietary information and I don't have to share it, but I'm just telling you, like, for those of you that know what I'm probably talking about, you probably know what I'm talking about. But hey, you know what? My business is almost, my trucking company is almost 5 years old now. So I feel proud to say that because not only have I grown in the most challenging market from what I hear from you guys, but I have survived it being brand new to the industry, and I'm building good momentum, strength wise, right, as far as the business is concerned. And obviously I've gotten tougher too to survive all this. Canada's right here, baby, with Wheel Burner Express in the house, who's a channel member. There's your Canada. Hello, Villanduro Blocks. I'm from Texas from 3 days. Okay. Yeah, we'll be near the top of the next challenge. Then you can sing. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's been my trucking journey too. I started from the bottom, now I'm here. And let me say, all glory to God. You know, this is, I'm just feel grateful and I feel blessed, and I have the right people in my life, and thank you all very much because you've encouraged me. You have answered my tough questions. You have coached me. You have supported just listening to my stories and my vents, and some of you have suffered phone calls from me, and God bless you. I love you so much. So I thank you all for being a part of this. But I will assure you that I am doing the right things to forward my business and grow my business at Like Trucking. And I am so amazed. It's like, you know, I never stop and look back and reflect too much, right? And then sometimes I do, because I may be having a conversation with somebody and it makes me like go back and be like, look at where you're at. And to me, it feels like this amount of time, but it's really only this amount of time. And it just amazes me. Like, it just comes together. And I'm growing as a person and a manager and, you know, the owner of my business. And it's worth the ride, you know, right now. So I'm very grateful. And I'm very blessed. And I have all of you in this journey with me, and I couldn't do it without you, and I thank you. And I thank all the new members too. And I thank all the people that are going to hit the like right now. I need y'all to hit that like. Had a crazy week. 3 nursery loads, 8 stops, 12 stops, and a 7th stop. Cold and rainy. Oh, those are tough. Anything in the cold and rainy. I think I had 2 days in the rainy. It wasn't so cold. But going through the mountains, and then you got that mountain rain and that mist and that drizzle feeling going on, and the sun's not out, you know, and you're looking forward to catching all the colors and seeing all the leaves and all that, like all of that. And then you're like, from Ohio to Georgia, it's straight rain. It's kind of a bummer, you know. It makes me just like want to get early parking, you know, every night when I'm doing stuff like that. Dent, tooth, single blood, dent or single in English, blood, tooth, blood. Robert, are you drinking right now? Six Emperor Tyranna says you and Jeff should troll Steve about needing to cut his beard. Oh no. See, the thing about Steve's beard is it is magical, and it's like Samson. Remember the story of Samson in the Bible? And all his strength was in his hair. So when Delilah tricked him and cut his hair, he lost all of his strength. That's what would happen to Snorlord if someone made him cut his beard. Not to mention, I don't know if Wife Lord would, you know, she would go full Viking mode and attack the person who convinced him to cut his beard. Or she might just, you know, wipe everybody out altogether. There's no telling. So the beard's very important in his family and in his marriage, and we should probably, let him have it, because it is all the wisdom that comes out of Snorlord. It comes from the beard. I don't know if you knew that or not. And, I'm not picking that battle with the wife lord. You know what I'm saying? That's her thing. Jeff is in the house, my mentor, sponsor of this channel, and my business partner, who I'm very proud to say is my business partner and channel member. You're doing great. Thank you, sir. Look, this whole thing is I'm trying to be like Jeff, okay? I'm trying to be like Jeff. I keep telling him that. He knows that. He probably thinks it's weird, but it's important for me to make him proud of me and honor my deal that I have with him, and then help Like Trucking grow in the future. And I'm fully gonna do that. Whether Jeff takes a nap or not. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna hold him up. It's when Moses was talking over the people and he had to hold his hand, God told him to hold his hands up. And then his hands are getting tired. He's like, oh, Lord, my hands are getting tired. He's like, if you put your hands down, the blessing stops, or whatever was going on. I forgot. But so Aaron has to come over and hold his hands up, right? I'm like Aaron with Jeff, except I'm a girl. So that's how I see myself in the whole spiritual thing with the family that we got going on at Like Trucking. The Lord sent me to Jeff for a reason. And he's like Moses over the whole family. And, I'm one of the pillars that, when his hands get tired, I'm going to be there holding his hands up. That's how I see it. I'm just saying. But I'm very grateful for the whole entire journey that I'm on. So, and I love all of you for sticking with me and hanging out and putting up with me and just, kind of seeing what happens to me. We had the red truck in the shop. Okay, Rosie got in the shop, by the way. So I had a few maintenance expenses to take care of there. My warranty was great to pay for half my tow, which thank God was only 9 or 10 miles. So she got towed to the shop, and knock sensor, but the warranty covered it. I had to pay for half the tow, and then I covered the cost for the driver to have the car for the weekend so he could go home while the truck was in the shop. And then I think it was one hotel room night. So that happened, but the warranty covered the repair. And then he gets back out on the road and the check engine light comes on again. It's giving the knock sensor code again. If anybody has knowledge on this, please throw it in the chat. So he's like, he just picked up his next load and here comes the same code and the same thing. So the last he told me, he was going to put it in the shop in Tennessee this weekend, and either they didn't clear the code out, or something's wrong with that knock sensor. I know you guys know about knock sensors, so please give me some knowledge in the chat to comfort me. If it's the other knock sensor, then the warranty will cover that. And I feel bad that it's just being a pain in the butt for the driver, because he has to keep popping it back in the shop real quick. The good thing is everybody's been real quick, and that warranty's covered all the little things. But we're gonna get him there, and John is cool as a cucumber, and I'm sure he's irritated, but he doesn't yell at me, and I don't yell at him because I'm okay. It's just trucking, right? Congrats, Shannon. Most don't make it 1 year. Fewer make it to 5 years. Yeah. I thought about that yesterday. I was like, oh man, I'm almost 5 years old, guys. I'm almost 5 years old. My business is almost 5. My trucking company is almost 5 years old. I feel like that's the gauntlet. If you pass 5 years, you pass the first test, And I'm good. We're good. It's been hard. I was knocked out for 4 months, and then I had $16,000 in repairs that I had to figure out how to pay. Right? That's just this year. So this year's numbers are going to be especially crappy. But but I'm good. I'm still financially strong, and I can handle whatever comes. Today, I'm there. And so my big beautiful spreadsheet now is like my Excalibur at my side, because I knew my numbers, guys. Like, I'm gonna confess, I knew my numbers about this. It's that, it's the, and whatever. Sometimes I would call Jeff and ask him this and that and whatever. And Jeff is such a sweetheart. He just says, well, I don't know, what is it? Or he'll, or it's the way he answers me, his tone of voice. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, why don't you know that number, Shannon? And then if I talk to Snorlord, he'll say it to me. Why don't you know that number, Shannon? And then I'm like, yeah, Shannon, why don't you know that number? So I got all these three voices, like, and I'm like, I know I can do better. It's just, God, the running. I got to run too. I got to run it. I got to run it. I got to run this. I got to run that. I got this going on. I got that going on. And I have to be a mom. I've been doing extra mom duty this week too, on top of all of that. Really doing some important teaching to my children, which has been a blessing. And they're old enough now that they're old, they're young adults. And it's like I finally got to the point where they have a conversation with me where they'll listen to some of my wisdom. Because for the last 20 years, God. Crystal Meyer says, haha, Steve cut his beard. I don't ever see that happening. Yeah, it's not happening. Jerome says, yeah, I was busy this whole month. Actually did pretty good on my numbers, very well. Yeah, I feel like I had a good week, even despite the losses. I was just trying to get the extra on Friday, or extra for the weekend. Can you greet Adrian? Hi, Adrian, wherever you are. I used to install loading docks and overhead doors, rec systems. Oh, that's interesting. I used to work for a rec systems company for a short time when I was way, way younger. Your hard work and perseverance have paid off. Well, we're getting there, Red Lady. The big, beautiful spreadsheet is going to help me make future decisions and a lot of things, I have everything in writing right in front of me. Because I'll tell you one thing, I can build a spreadsheet. And so it feels good to be building a spreadsheet that functions. And it makes me feel like I'm really, really on top of my business even better. Which I knew I could get there. I just needed to freaking sit down and do all the data entry for 3 years. And I did. I've been plugging away for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe at that. And I'm finally there. So I got about a month and a half left to fill in today, and I will be at my up-to-date numbers. And that's what I want to see, like right where I'm at. Now, I got QuickBooks, so I got P&L reports and monthly this, blah, blah, blah. I've had all that. And that's that's pretty good. But I know it's not the exact numbers. Like, my big, beautiful spreadsheet is the exact. Jesus died on that cross for you. Thank you, Noah. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Noah. God bless you. Thank you, Noah. Like Trucking says, Shannon, we have the formula and the spreadsheets. Yeah, look, there's nothing like looking at good math, is there, Jeff? I like looking at good math because math is the only thing that tells the truth about your business. The rest of it is knowledge of tools and strategies and mindset, right? It's all part of your mindset. Just hire drivers that can read road signs and can read English. Thanks. I agree. Wheelburner Express channel member says, you want to be like Jeff. Jeff needs to get better looking fast. Six for Tyrannus says, oh, he's laughing. Welcome in from Jamaica, everybody from all the different countries. This channel is coming to you from the United States, the state of Ohio. Carl Goldberg says, red solo truck, I feel you. Let's get it started. Jamaica is definitely in need of prayers. Yes, I will say that right now. Please send prayers today out. Remember Jamaica. Pray for them. They got a horrific thing going on over there with the hurricane stuff and all that. And I'm going to ask you to also pray, especially all those that you guys are angry about these non-English speaking drivers, that subject, right? And trucking is going on right now. Those people are here because they're desperate and they're in need, and they're still human beings. So today, all I'm going to say is try to think about it from that side. Like, don't get me wrong, they still need to go. But that being said, and I'm talking about the illegal ones, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the people that have been working here, their paperwork's all right, they got the good, whatever. I'm not talking about that. They can read the signs, they can speak the language. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the bad players. But these are still human beings, and now they are faced with a forced situation and to do something different for their families or figure out a plan B, okay? I hope the best for them, but trucking isn't it. So now you had your shot in trucking. You got to work this for a little while. Now you're going to have to go, and you got to find something else to do. In that, I'm asking for, out of humanitarian reasons and child of God reasons, pray for their safe transition and quick transition, and that they figure out something else that they can do that's safe. Please pray for them for that, because they're still our brothers and sisters out there in the eyes of God. Like, we're all his creation. They just got to move. They got to move out of this. They got to go do something else. And that's hard on anybody when you're switching, professions, right? Especially if you don't know anything else. So I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself this week and say prayers for them and their family. Jeff says, you're welcome on the knowledge about the tow. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Jeff shares his wisdom and saves me from a lot of expensive mistakes. And sometimes I do stuff and then he tells me I just did an expensive mistake. So I learn a lot over here at Like Trucking, which is another reason I'm grateful, because I'm a student. We just had out deaf system. We just had our DEF system totally rebuilt under warranty. Truck has 575,000 miles on it. Yeah, got a whole new DEF system. I was hoping for that. I was like, I hope it's not just the knock sensor, and then they'll replace the whole system, right? Because they would have. That truck, let me remind you, that truck, the last time it was in the shop, a couple months ago, just got the warranty paid for the entire air conditioning system to be replaced. So it's got a brand new air conditioning system in it. The warranty's great. Like, we're loving it. Jeff's loving it. I'm loving it. I don't know if I'm going to buy another truck. I'm not there yet. I'm trying to be faithful and manage what I have going on and getting that to an optimal level before I ever try to expand into another truck. Knock sensors are tricky. Hopefully they used OEM sensor. Hopefully you track DEF miles per gallon before and after. I don't track that because that's the driver's using that truck. So trucking without a warranty in 2025 is death. Yeah, we're liking it. Run to Dream says, you great, my friend. Well, thank you. Hit the like on the way in or out. If it's first time here, say hi and hit the like, please. And thank you for all the new members. I got a lot of new subscribers, sorry. So my channel's growing a little bit. Wheelburner, I should look as sexy as you. My Canadian friend, I heard you whistling at me on that bridge last year. Chief Rayola said, I had one go out on a Volvo. The dealer used aftermarket knock sensors, and DEF mileage was cut in half. Oh, wow. Knock sensors were giving bad readings because of the DEF doser to overdose, clogging up the SCR. Yeah, so they did an 8-point inspection, put that thing in there, and they said it was ready to go. And I said, well, did you check the entire DEF system? They said, well, no, he does an 8-point inspection. I said, well, I want you to do a 81, like the next inspection that checks everything. I need a full inspection on that truck because I wanted, if that DEF system needs to be replaced, it needs to be done now because it's under warranty. So I told them that. They said they completed that. The truck left with, you know, thumbs up and flying colors, 5 stars, ready to go. But, you know, then my driver goes and picks up the first load and the light comes on again with the same code. Just taking pot shots at you, Jeff, because I'm jealous of all that Michigan sexiness. Wheel burner, it's official. You love bellies. Oh boy, here we go, guys. Trucking with T-Bone, you are at least liverwurst. Oh, Trucking with T-Bone's in the house with a retracted message. I don't know what that is, but welcome in. Welcome in. Get your coffee. We're talking about trucking. We're talking about the big, beautiful spreadsheet. And we're talking about success this morning over good coffee. And we just got done talking about Snorlord's beard and the power within. So he must... Your ears must have been twitching because here you are and we just got done talking about that. Well, thank you, Run to Dream. I appreciate you. Yeah, come on back. Thanks for coming in, stopping in, all those. Oh, you guys are finding me on the scroll. Hit the like, in or out, please. What is the temperature in Ohio this morning? Oh, gosh. I don't know. I didn't even check, but it's chilly. It's like you got to put your hoodie on. And then you got to put like your jacket on over your hoodie. Kim Ford 9833, welcome in. So it's chilly, but I'm from Michigan, so it's not too bad. Who's angry at the drivers more than they're angry at our government for allowing it? Well, we know how that happened, right? Look, I don't know if y'all caught the new Sean Duffy video where he made the address. Like, he is not playing. And I'm very thankful to have a strong person who's not a big you-know-what driving all of this stuff. You know, he seems fearless. He seems strong. He seems firm. And he's not playing. And, oh, man, did we ever need that, you know? And so, if you haven't caught the latest video, I saw it on, like, Bonehead Trucker's channel. It's a beautiful speech. Like, if you want to be encouraged, go check it out. I shared it on my community post too, so you can find it there. Check that video out. I think it will inspire you with, you know, the changes happening. They can learn English. It's different over here because there are many languages in Europe. We have a lot too, though, Robert. We really do. Eddie Elliott's in the house. Hi, beautiful superior white goddess. I miss you, beautiful. How can you miss me, Eddie? I don't know who you are. But thank you for saying nice words. Run to Dream says, I can't leave it. There's a great interaction, but there are so many people waiting. I mustn't disappoint. Okay, well, have a great day out there. Thanks for coming in for coffee. We'll see you maybe next week or during the week. Check engine light came on right back on. Makes me question if they completed the 81-point inspection. Right. And I hate that. Like, it's the shop in Kansas City. If any of you have had experience with them before, I don't know. But I said, absolutely, that truck cannot leave that place until it is fully inspected. So I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not sitting there babysitting them. You know what I mean? So it sucks because now John has to take it into another shop, another dealership, and have them check it now. But we're taking care of that truck. Like, I don't let anything slide on that truck. If she turns on a light, then we get her checked and fully, you know, everything's done on time. Did you use Excel to build your spreadsheet? Oh, yes, because that is my favorite. That is my favorite program. Snowlord, the Metalhead Viking Caveman Truckers in the house. Instead of success, I will talk about failure. That is where we learn. You are absolutely right. Oh, you can, yeah. And you know what? You have permission to talk about all my failures. Because those are Those are learning moments for everybody. They're all puppets moving whichever way the string is pulled. It's all down to money, you know. If we get a little bit of generosity and humanitarianism and whatever in there, we're lucky. How do I best invest $500 today? Pay off a bill that is charging you interest. That's your best investment. Do you know what Solana and crypto? Yes, I do. I have a little bit of crypto. Rob says silver. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about, gold and silver might be where it's at. But Rob says take your $500 and put it in silver. Snowlord, the Metalhead Viking Caveman Trucker says the last time I had a check engine light, I started twitching. Yeah. Well, I thought we got him taken care of. He's good to go. He's ready to rock. And then all of a sudden he's calling me back saying, that's what makes me twitch. It's like, we just left the shop. What do you mean? Senegal's in the house. Hi, Adama Kane. Thanks for coming in. Hit the like on your way in or out, please, everybody. Cheap Freight Hauler says, do y'all know Loves does international warranty work? Yes. In case you can't get into the dealer quickly. Yes, Loves is the last resort. At least this is my preference, is I want both my trucks in dealerships to get serviced because of the warranty. And I know Loves can do some stuff. But ask Jeff what his opinion of Love's shop guys are. He'll tell you. So, if we got to hold accountability, I feel like it's going to be easier at the dealership. Plus, I know I'm never going to be told by the Love's guy. I mean, by the dealership guy, like, we don't have the tool to check this. It's already happened to me a couple times at Love's, and I just was like, you know what? At least at the dealership, that's all they work on. They got it. Whatever it is they need to fix something, like, they got it. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think, some dealerships try not to, especially. Now, that was a Rush Truck Center, by the way. So a shop like that, who's very busy, I would bet my $5 that you might be right, Chief Freight Hauler. Snowlord says, I wouldn't trust Loves to change the light bulb, but they make great tacos. Okay, those of you talking about pronouns and all this other stuff, like, that's dead and gone, just so you know. I don't know if you heard President Trump, erase all that stuff. Delete it, whatever you want to call it. So please don't discuss it in my chat because it's not welcome conversation here. Just saying. So, anyways. So now I got to get to working on my day so I can stay a productive business owner and stay focused on my numbers. And I'm excited about seeing the end result of my spreadsheet. I'm so close. And I'm ready to start a new week with a fresh plan and a fresh budget for the month. Oh my gosh, it's November, you guys. It's November already. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Do you know that Black Friday's coming up? Holy smokes. Do you know that daylight savings time just happened? Okay? So, I'm going to tell you some things that are happening in November. Hold on. We got some more fired up people talking here. I put 500 pounds in crypto in 2021 and it went to 10,000. And I rode it all the way back down to 400. Yeah, that's happened to me once. Chasing ghosts is in the house. Most truck stop mechanics are glorified grease monkeys. Most Loves are even worse. And when a truck stop gets a good mechanic, they get poached by the dealership. Yeah. So, got a lot of reasons to just keep going to dealerships. Sometimes it's going to cost you a little bit extra, but when you have a warranty, like, that's really where you want to be, is a real dealership. Loves is my last resort too, but I'm getting additional 50 points per gallon this month. at Love, so that's where I'll be filming. It's all about selling at the right time. Okay, Sager, thank you. Welcome in. Harley Queen, hi. Welcome in. Hit the like on your way in and out if you guys would, please. Daylight savings, no wonder I'm early for everything. Chasing Ghost says, next year for part of the year, El Paso and Louisiana will be on the same time zone. Texas will no longer spring forward. Oh, okay. Is that going to make me confused even more? My father said to me, a man don't sit in the kitchen. I don't know. I don't know nothing about no man sitting in the kitchen because I'm trucking. Like the saying goes, pigs get slaughtered, right? I let Loves grease my truck once, busted a grease bag on my tie rod. Yeah, like the last time they did something for me, we couldn't get the truck started again. You know why? Because the guy was checking the fuses and he screwed up the order of the fuses. That's long story short. So I'd just rather not, you know. I took diesel mechanics at Neo, Vermont, Claremore, okay, 1994. Oh, you did? So you got some mechanics knowledge about the trucking? Yeah, we got to be careful. That's why, you know, having a good relationship for your truck is always a good thing. But hey, it's always not going to act up when you're there. You got to go to the closest guy. I don't know anything about trucks, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn. November. We got Thanksgiving coming up. That's going to cut your revenue for the month short, okay? Right? Start thinking about that now. What else is coming up? Black Friday. You're going to have extra money for your wife to go shopping or whatever you guys do for that, right? Trucking business-wise, I'm going to tell you right now to get ready. Put some money aside because on Black Friday sale, Fuelox.com. I'm not affiliated with them except I'm a happy customer. They have their 40% off Black Friday sale only on Black Friday, only on buying off the website. Okay? You hear me? 40% off. So this is an annual holiday for me because when this day comes, I buy enough Fuelox product for my whole year because I get the deal. If you buy it the rest of the year, you can use DIY's coupon code and you can get 15% off. But this one day, every year, it's the best because if you order off the website, everything that you get is 40% off. And that stuff ain't cheap. So mark your calendars because they don't play. It's only that day and then it's gone. That's it. So I get ready for this. I get like my $1,600 ready and I go in there and I buy all the little maintenance supplies I need and my liquid gold for my year's travels. I've been using Fuelox with this truck to keep my injectors clean and keep my engine performing at its best and protecting it and everything since the day I got it. And so I am going to continue to run the Fuelox products in this truck because I'm very happy with what it does. It also helps my fuel stay clean that's running through the system. It separates all the crap that might be floating in there and it keeps it separated from the fuel, so my system is getting the cleanest, straightest fuel. At least that's what they tell you, right? But yeah, my truck's been running great. I'm at 270 some miles now. Loves was plugging into my truck once when all I needed was a flat repair on the trailer. Yeah, you gotta watch them. El Paso and Los Angeles will be on the same time like Phoenix is part of the year. They are both mountain time. When California springs forward, they will be on the same time. That sounds like complicated math right now, chasing ghosts. I'm just saying. I don't know, because I'm a Midwest. I live in the Midwest over here, you know? Is anti-gel necessary? I think you should have it. The anti-gel that I get from Fuelox is fine to use in the summer or the winter. I don't start putting it in until, you know, I start seeing some cold nights and things like that. Or if I run out of the regular Fuelox too soon and it's not sale time yet, I'll go ahead and switch over and start using that because it doesn't hurt. I think it's, from what I heard and what I've been taught, it's where you're at. You got to see if the fuel is treated or not. However, I don't tend to worry about that because I know the stuff I'm using is safe. So even if if it mixes them, like, it's not going to hurt my truck. But it is going to keep my fuel from gelling up, and that's important. Sea foam works so well, I consider drinking it myself. How's is milk white and frozen at how is milk white and frozen at -20? Old time had it right. 50-50 diesel kerosene. That expensive pump on the end works best. Diesel doesn't gel until -5. Okay. I didn't know what the temperature was, but I just know when it starts getting cold, because when you're running down the road, like, it's even like you got wind chill and that makes it even colder, right? So I always think about like that stuff. Wheelburner says, I don't, being Canadian, we always carry anti-gel, not because of the cold Canadian winter, but when we put fuel in our trucks in Canada and then go refuel in the South, the fuel isn't treated. Right, that's what I was trying to get. That was kind of my point I was trying to say. Do carry heat. I've poured it down the fuel pump to pump fuel in North Dakota. Okay, I've seen that on the shelf before. I have a diesel-powered APU that keeps everything warm, but I don't play in the negatives. Yeah, so if you, look, but right now is the perfect time. Make sure your APU is working, or your EPU. Make sure your heat works, your cool works, because you're kind of traveling in different states, and it's going to be warm this day, and it's going to be super cold at night. And I'm kind of happy because we're kind of touching in the fall weather. It's gorgeous, and you get to dig out your sweaters and your hoodie, and you got your coat on. You just stay all warm, and then you get to snuggle with Dee Dee at night, and it's all nice and, you know, warm, and we're snuggly. So I've been like, you know, in a hot drink in the chilliness, you know, it's my favorite time of year. I was at Walcott once, and it was 5 degrees and -20 wind chill. That was 2021. It was the last time I was in that cold. Yeah, I will say, like, as I'm getting older, I'm not, you know, you think about the ice and you know what I mean? I'm not getting excited about coming into winter. I'll be honest with you. And normally I don't care because I'm a beast. I'm like a snow beast, right? But as my business grows, I have a lot more at stake. I'm starting to feel it, right? I'm more invested. That's starting to make me feel differently about risk management. You dig what I'm saying? Dan Rumble's in the house. Channel member saying slurp. Good morning, Dan. I hope you're well. You know, is anybody feeling me out there? Has anybody felt this before? Like, you know, tell me if you can relate, something like that. My Freightliner and EPU that I kept my fuel warm, my DEF fuel warm, and my engine warm when it was turned off. I never had any issues with my fuel, but I still carried the engine. Yeah, I think you should have it on board, like just in case. And so I don't buy that much anti-gel. when I do go to the Fuel Lock sale. I buy more of the regular Fuel Locks, and I buy the Infinity Lube, right? That's a good lubricant, and it lasts a long time, so it's worth it. You always need, some extra lube once in a while for, to slide your tandems or, grease something, So their product is fantastic. So those are the things I get once a year on the Black Friday sale on their website only, fuellocks.com. Check it out. That one's for free. I hate winter. Yeah, I hate it. I like it when I'm in the house. When I can have hot cocoa and I can stay in my jammas and I can just watch it snow. That's my favorite part of winter. It's cold when you untarp a load and the tarps keep what is that? Untarp a load and then the tarps keep the shape of the load. Oh, the shape. Okay. Yeah. I bet you guys have seen that a lot. Nomadic Brit is in the house. Caught pneumonia in the last cold weather working in Great Lakes. Man, don't be getting sick. Get yourself out in the sun. Build up your vitamin D, guys, because that season's coming up and we're going to see a lot of cloudy skies. And if you're not making it a point to get out and get some sun on your handsome face, get your butt taking some extra vitamin D. Don't be catching stuff. There's a lot of stuff. They're probably going to come out with a new flu bug, and it's going to come around. And I'll tell you exactly, I'll tell you right now, if a new thing starts coming around, my suggestion is you go get yourself some nicotine patches and slap them on yourself. That will protect you from whatever they drum up next. So, but yeah, get ready. Get your vitamin D up. Get yourself out in the sun. Get your mitochondria partying. Take care of yourself. Get metabolically good now. Your immune system will be happy and will be stronger, and you will be able to stay healthy in this winter. You got to prepare now. During the winter, do you have anyone to keep? Yes, I have Dee Dee and my family. Winter is okay when you're in front of the fire. That's what I'm talking about. Eventually I will get my business in position where I can just stay home in the winters. Eventually. I'm not there yet, but it's a goal. And then I run like a maniac all the rest of the year and go make my money, and then I have that chunk of the year that I actually just get to be home and be a functioning family member. Right? It's my dream to put my business in that type of position where I can do that, because then I can work on my other business, I can spend time with my family, and I can grow more things, right? More streams of income. So I kind of need to work-life balance that out somehow. We'll get there. Don't worry. Warm in your sleeper? Yes, it's warm here. I always keep it. I have a great EP. I love this EP. It was quiet. It's, we're comfortable. Look at me. I'm comfortable. Dee Dee's over here napping. We're just having a cozy little coffee time here in the Trucker Cafe today. And I thank you for joining me. When I scrape placards off, they are frozen solid, shattering like confetti and blowing across the field. Well, I hope that makes it easier. Love a nice big roaring fire, a good cigar, and family. Yeah. It's the whole thing, right? And then while you're thinking about that, you're out here looking out your windshield, seeing the next weather warning and sideways blowing snow and all of that. And all you can think about is jammas, that fireplace, some hot cocoa, and some slippers, Chasing Ghosts, get those plastic cutting boards at Walmart, cut to size, and stick the placards on them. Chasing Ghosts says, that's what's wrong with me, all the tobacco use. I'll tell my wife. do some more research on nicotine chasing ghosts. Especially at the Dr. Brian Ardis, ARDIS website. There's a lot of research posted there. I think you will learn some new stuff that will blow your mind about nicotine. Cheap Freight Hauler says slide into the placard holder and save when done. I don't mind mountains in winter anymore. I'm not throwing chains ever again. Yeah, I don't want to be in the mountains in the wintertime. That's the other thing. I hate it now and when it rains. But that's where my money's been at. I've literally been in the mountains probably 95% of the time since I've come out since April. It's like, that's because the rates are doing weird stuff everywhere else, you know? Nomadic Brit says, I'm out until the 26th, then taking a week off. Well, good. You deserve it. You work so hard. Chasing Ghost says, I found in 29 years as OTR. Wow, that's a long time, Tara. I didn't think you were 29 years old. 29 years OTR. As of last month, there is no miracle cure for anything, no miracle fix, no magic potion. Old timers and had things right. Look up what they did. You're right. And that's what that's what I'm learning in all of this medical research that I do is like, I thought my grandparents were crazy for using lard to cook their food. Huh, go figure. I'm still waiting for Jeff to re-upload all his old whiteboard videos to beat drivers over the head with. Jeff is trying to do some new stuff. A little bit of a new edge, fresh stuff. But I'll tell him that. I don't know if he's still in here or not. I'm about ready to take 2 weeks off, then quit. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, I hope we got a good signal. We use chewing tobacco as an insecticide for our garden and wormed horses with chewing tobacco. Yeah, it's a medicine. Most info ain't new. You're right. You're right. Because I honestly, I see where this has happened. I'm learning deleted things that were there or that I can remember because I'm old enough that my grandparents said or stuff like that, right? And now I'm learning all the science behind it, and it turns out we just got to go backwards to figure out how to survive. And man, the epiphany, the shocking thing is they actually managed a way to fool us and slowly get this real information, the truth, out of society where it could easily be forgotten. That's what blows my mind the most. Will Burner says, agreed, Tara. Rob says, you can run Germany to Freiburg and catch a train to Novara, Italy to get through the Alps in the winter. I bet that's a pretty trip. Tara says, I go live at 5. I think I'm playing Pat Green tonight. Maybe Robert Earl King. Don't know. Okay, you guys check out Chasing Ghosts at 5 p.m. Is that Eastern time? She's going to be doing some live entertainment with her guitar. Check her out. Morocco's in the house. Welcome in. Hit the like on the way in or out for me if you would. I'm running a lot of Northeast as I have old contract, so no tolls. Oh, I'm paying tolls. Man, Jeff's gonna my biggest toll bill ever for the quarter was $700. And I'm telling you, the loads I've been running, I bet I'm gonna see one more of those before the year's out. I knew my great-grandmother. She was born in 1880, died in 1987. She was a wealth of information. No, it's good that I hope you got to talk with her and learn some stuff. That's something that we don't. I'm making it a point to talk with my grandchildren and challenge their brains and ask them questions and make them think. Because I think a lot of something that this world has lost is A, common sense, B, reasoning skills, critical thinking, and C, respect for people. And those are all the things that your parents taught you when you were growing up, when you had parents around to parent you. And somewhere in my generation, everything turned upside down. It's pretty profound, you know. So that leaves it up to me, because I was the one to see all that and experience it, and now I got to do the things to get back to what works, what they don't want us to do, and regain power over my life, maintain control over my life, and teach my children to maintain control over their own lives. And I'm not letting that slide. Central Time in Texas, she says. Okay. If you pinch a bit of tobacco and mix it with a little saliva, it completely takes the sting out of bee and wasp stings. Oh, I'm glad you said that. What about those little red ant bites that you get when you walk around barefoot on the grass? Those are terrible. Does the nicotine also take the sting like a mosquito bite or anything like that? Because I was thinking the other day, I'm like, that is one thing I don't have on the truck, and that is something to take the sting or the itch out of something if I get bit, right? So if anybody has some words of wisdom to share with the group about that, please do, because I need to get something on the truck, because I'm trying to do some barefoot walking to ground with the earth lately, here and there, when I know that it's not truck stop grass. You know, I might find myself out in the country on some of that country grass, and so I try to take, if it's nice enough, I'll take my sandals off and just touch the ground with my bare feet, right? Well, in that great adventure, trying to do that a little more often, I've gotten bit by a couple of them stupid red ants, and when they bite you, like, it's awful. And the itch is like, it's almost uncontrollable. So if you have a home remedy that you could share with the sister, that is really appreciated, because it's not going to be the last time I get bit by them. Texas is as left wing as I can handle, she says. Wow, 700 for a quarter. I probably don't do 700 for a year. Well, yeah, that's what happens when I'm just, run. My Aunt Virginia was born on the res. I would go root hunting with her. Oh, wow. I'm sure you have a lot of knowledge with that. We gathered roots and dried them on screens for pharmaceutical companies. Oh. She would show me what I could and could not eat. Now, see, that's how you're supposed to raise kids. Try getting a job. Gosh, I would, but I'm too busy being my own boss. Thanks, Roscoe. Chief Freight Hauler says, I've learned my way around New Jersey Turnpike and GW Bridge, and that's mostly where I used to pay tolls. I'm on the turnpikes. The Penna Turnpike and then the Ohio Turnpike is what gets me. They're not too bad. But sometimes I get too far over there towards the East Coast, and I run into tolls from West Virginia and all the tolls I didn't even know were there and whatever. If you run East Coast enough and you pay attention, you can usually get where you need to go without paying a shitload of tolls. I had it down to a science. Well, I would love to learn, so maybe if you do a whiteboard class, wheel burner, I could really use that knowledge. Sometimes I'm just under a time constraint and there's no avoiding it. But yeah, I'd love to learn that strategy, and I'm sure a lot of other drivers would too. So please consider that for one of your videos. That would be great. Cortisone spray, Six Temper Tyrannus says. Nomadic Brit says, cortisone spray. Okay, I'll see if I can find some of that in the truck stop. Cheap freight, I run all those tolls as the big orange pays. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that toll bill, Nomadic Brit. Cheap Frailer says, I think my GPS is programmed to hit every toll. I'm not joking, man. I've been thinking that too, Cheap Frailer. Do you have a Garmin? Because I'm like, it's almost like this thing is, like, I already know it doesn't show me all the truck stops. So they're paid. They're paid to only show you like certain truck stops, which really, really makes me nuts. I'm about this close from going to buy a Rand McNally, you guys. And my Garmin's almost got me killed like 3 times this week. But yeah, I feel you. Like, if you have a Garmin and you're saying that about your Garmin, like I've been feeling that lately. Chasing Ghost says, part of my family escaped Nazis and communism. Part of them came to Jamestown and Maryland colonies, and some were already there. Can't get much more American than that. Well, good on you, Chasing Ghosts. I don't even know that much about my heritage, so I think that's cool that you know that, where your roots come from. Nomadic, if I'm running my contract freight, I take the quickest route because they reimburse, but on spot freight is take the scenic route. Yeah, it just depends what my appointments are, my pickups and deliveries. Chasing Ghost says, I can leave PA and make Maine paying only 1 toll, and that's a bridge one way. Okay. Yeah, I need to get on my toll game, guys. There's no, like, I ain't even going to deny that. That's something that I'm just like, I'll get to it. But it's a fact, like, I need to, right? That's another area that I can improve in my business. So any knowledge, anybody wants to put on some videos to help me, do that. Maybe Jeff is listening. Maybe he'll do one on that. Anybody. Like, I think it would help us all because we can all, Wheelburner has a bunch of tips and Chasing Ghosts has some tips and, we can all learn from each other. But I swear, don't you think that they're building more and more tolls? Everywhere I look, there's a toll. Now there's another toll thing, another toll in places where there weren't toll things. I'm just like, dude, we can't raise our rates and we're getting charged. Fuel's going up. The tolls are going up everywhere. Ugh. It's it makes it more challenging, right? Every day. I have Garmin now, and I had a Rand McNally before. Oh my God, you are not going to be happy with Garmin. I'm not. Let me say this I don't want to speak about you, but it's almost got me killed way too many times. Like, I have to do something else, or I have to buy more of them and use them all 3 at the same time, something like that. When the Garmin quits, I'm thinking of going Trucker Path or Hammer. I tried Trucker Path and I tried Hammer, and I also got disappointed with both of those. I know a lot of people like Hammer, but don't use it around Dallas. It doesn't know what the hell's going on in Dallas. Just letting you know. Don't use that in Dallas. It had me go in a circle like 3 times. Until I was like, I'm going in a circle. This is dumb. And so I was like, okay, that didn't work out for me. When the Garmin, let's see, I still have an antique GPS on my dash, a Randall McNally Atlas. I don't really need to look at it much anymore, except sometimes all that useful info in the front I may have forgotten. Yeah, I got my Atlas up there. It doesn't help me much when I'm in, 6 lanes of traffic and my Garmin just goes black for no reason. And I know that, like, in a quarter mile, I'm supposed to get off at an exit. I can't pull over and look at my map, things like that. When I say it almost gets me killed, that's what I mean. Like, it's always like instantaneous at the worst moment. It could take all my information away. So, but I have a backup. There's an app called Smart Truck. And I downloaded that. And so when the Garmin craps out, I just pull it up on the Smart Truck, and then the Smart Truck, gets me through what I need. So that's what I've been doing so far. That's been working for me, saving my butt. Schneider is getting me to trial the new system for loads, etc., but their GPS tried sending me down a weight restriction area. Yeah. All this technology isn't perfect, The only thing stopping you from raising your rates is your competitors. Yeah, and so that's why I want that number of my competitors to slightly reduce. Thank you very much, Sean Duffy. Like, go get them. You know, bring us back to Great American Trucking, please. Thank you. I really believe that guy's in her corner. What do you guys think? I really do. I'm feeling like that. But you know, I'm kind of gullible too, so I just see the rose-colored vision, you know, but I'm just like, I want to believe it. I want to believe it. Crystal says they're talking about putting tolls here in Nevada. Yeah, they're just throwing up tolls wherever. And it's like, really? I'm really loving how the U.S. participating in the driving blitz. They're pulling non-English speaking and reading drivers off the road, left, right, and center. Long term, this is good for business. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying, Wilbur. That's the comment of the day right there. I am buckling down, staying focused until the lid comes off. And for the first time in my business's life, I will see something like that. And until then, my teeth are dug in, my fingernails are dug in, and I'm just doing it because learning and making my business successful in this period that I started my business in, what a challenging journey, you know? And so if I'm successful at this level, when the lid comes off and things change, like go back to how they're supposed to be in the market, I'm going to be very successful because I toughed it out. I learned on my belly. Like I've groveled, I've cried, I've screamed, I've kicked my feet, I've done all that. So I just want it so bad. I just want to taste it for 1 year. Like, just give me 1 year just to see what it's like, what it's supposed to be, you know? Chasing Ghost says, I grew up on the farm surrounded by truck drivers. When I learned, I would talk to my dad or my uncle. Both drove over 40 years. I have a great uncle that drove since the 20s. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. Chief Ray Aller says, question for the pros. 80,000 pounds gross and come up to a 27-ton bridge. That's only about 20 feet long. Should I cross? Chief Ray Aller says, I was 11,000 steers, 34K on the drives, and about 35K on the trailer. Steers and drives would clear before the trailer got to the bridge. Well, hey, I say if you go over it and it doesn't break, then you made it. Everybody's saying hi. Filter makes you look like you have no hair. I have my hat on. I have a hat on, that's all. I wonder if I can remove the green screen. Maybe that's bothering you guys. Okay, how's that? Is that better? This is just... Now you can just see my cab and my top bunk. Is the glasses real? Yeah, they're my real glasses. Here I am. Filters are off. Chief Ray says, Nomadic Brett says, Chief Ray, I wouldn't, as far as from a tanker point of view, a bridge could collapse and liquid in water, major legal issues. Neo Geo Rio's in the house saying, what is that going to achieve? What's what going to achieve? Chief Ray Aller says, we'll never have another time when rates look like COVID. Yeah, I don't expect that. I don't expect all, like, I ain't being delusional. I'm just expecting maybe 25% or 50% more than we are getting now on an average. Is that too much? Is that too far-fetched? So that, you know, we can at least be profitable. Chasing Ghost says, the only ones I feel sorry for are the DECA drivers. Been here their whole lives, speak perfect English, and we've done everything to prevent them from becoming citizens. Yeah, that's one of the biggest questions I have is, like, for those people that have come over here and done their darndest to do the work and all of that, and learn the language and do it the right way. And I don't know what that's all entailed, so excuse me for my ignorance as well. But for all these people having problems because they're not citizens and they've been here for 20 years, somebody please educate me, because I'm completely ignorant about this, but it's the same question across my mind every time. Why haven't, if someone's been here for so many years, why haven't they got their citizenship? I don't know what it entails to be a citizen. Maybe Nomadic Brit, you can help me. I don't know. If people have been here so long working, why have they not gotten to be a U.S. citizen? That's my question. Because now they're having a problem because they're not a U.S. citizen. But my question is well, why didn't? To me, I thought, and this could be dumb. It's okay. It's okay. You can scream or whatever. But if you come over here, then you immediately start doing all the stuff that you need to get citizenship, because you're going to stay here and build a business, right? That's my perception. If I'm missing something, please, somebody tell me. Because I'm why the heck didn't these guys get their citizenship within the first 5 years that they were here, or the 10 years? But again, I don't know what the process is. Because in my dumb mind, I'm oh, you can just come over here and apply for citizenship. This is where Nomadic Brit can really give me some knowledge, okay? Feel free to comment and enlighten me. J Dancery 7834 says, what's ECG? ECG? Echocardiogram? Normally? You need to speak English to drive a truck. Right. But some of these drivers are saying, they've been driving the way they are for 10, 15 years. I'm then A, why aren't you a citizen? And B, why can't you speak English if you've been doing this over here for this long? 6 for Tyrannus says, I miss the lockdowns, lack of traffic on the roads. Right. That was amazing. You get out there and just it's the road belongs to you, right? And everybody's locked up and the traffic's not there. It was amazing. Sterling Wheels in the house saying, good morning, kids. Jay Densery says, relationship between cardiac cycle and ECG. I don't know. I'm not on that topic, Jay. Thank you, though. Maybe that's a medical chat you want to find for that stuff. Black Hole says, put them back on. Jay says, explain NA and K pump. Chief Rayaler says, completely understand, Nomadic. I crossed it along with about 10 other trucks daily. It's the only way into this Amish wood shop. Chasing Ghost says, if I knew how to use filters, I would look way better. Oh, Tara, you're beautiful. Shush. Cohen Grauman says, shut up my name and not subscribe. Shout out my name and I'll subscribe. How about you can send a gift and then I'll shout out your name and then you can subscribe. Turkey's in the house. Where's Tolga, by the way? Code Kevin 77 says, did you know Jesus was so stressed out before going to the cross? He sweated blood. He died for you and he loves you. Yeah, I believe me, nobody knows that like I do. Thank you for your time. Stay strong. Have a blessed day. And remember, you matter. Well, thank you, Code. I appreciate your positive blessings. Thank you. Have a great day yourself. Jason goes, says, I remember 17 cents per mile. Chief Ray Heller says, when I started Schneider, I was paying 25 cents per mile for rookies. I just got my CDL from California. No training. Yeah, well, that's not going to last long, DJ Paul. Chasing Ghost says, DECA were brought here as children, and most have been trying to become citizens, but we have done everything we can to prevent them from being able to. We gave them a limbo status. OD DACA. You know, yeah, but I mean, I guess I have to educate myself on like what the process actually takes. No matter, Britt says you have green card, then after 4 years you can apply for citizenships. I have dual nationality. Okay. So there's a waiting period. So you got to do 4 years before you can even start the process, right? I didn't know that. Chief Rayla says, I knew a guy many years ago that was on a visa. It took him 10 years to get citizenship. He was better at the Constitution and U.S. history than most everybody I know. Yeah, but what is the wait for? What is the long I don't get it. Is it just because our government's dumb? The way things are going, truckers are going to qualify for EBT cards for nutrition in near future. Well, from what I understand, November 1st was a cutoff. So if you don't have any loved ones on food stamps, like, get prepared. You might have to help them. Because as far as I know, the food stamps got cut off today. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. So that has also happened in November. Update. Jonathan Gabriel Zalazar says, hi, how are you? I'm good, Jonathan. Bless you. Thanks for coming in. Ho Chun Yang has got something in there in a language I can't read, but thank you for coming in. Please hit the like on the way in or out. Chief Rayola says, during COVID, I could take 285 around Atlanta at speed limit and no brake lights. Is with my friends Ivan, Steve Malova, watching you on the way from Malawi. Thank you. Brenda. Jonathan says hi to Brenda. Chasing Ghost says DACA can't apply for 4 years. They can't apply for 30 years. Their legal kids can put in for them once adults. What does that sense does that make? 30 years? Jonathan says, I'm from Argentina, here with my friends. Oh, well, hi, Argentina. Thank you guys for coming in today. Engineer says, hi. I'm on my 5th day. No sugar, no carbs, much anger. Oh, everybody pray for Sterling. He's going through his own little gauntlet journey right now. He's going to need all the strength he can get. God bless you. And I pray for strength for you, Sterling, to get you through it. It's going to get easier. I promise. It's a lot of mental fortitude, okay? No matter, Brett says, yes, 4 years. Cannot decide name says, hello, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. I just want to say you look beautiful today. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in and having coffee with us in the chat. At cannot decide name. Chief Ayala says, Shannon, because the only thing slower than molasses in January is the federal government. The Facebook site, I mean, that's a lot. That's like half a lifetime that you're just waiting through a process. Now I understand. Thank you, because now I have a little more understanding. Like, I'm sitting here like, well, you sure got your citizenship then, huh? Right? Sounds kind of ignorant when I understand that the process is very terrible. Could be improved. Some of these people could stay if they would fix the citizenship thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have AI now. Can't they streamline that process a little bit better so that these people that want to be citizens can be citizens? The Facebook side hustle of selling EBT 50 cents on the dollar disappeared overnight. Yeah, that's why everybody started freaking out and robbing the stores. I mean, I don't know what it's like in your town, but in my town, seems like the whole National Guard came out to stand in the Walmarts. People are freaking out. Nomadic Brit says there's no reason entering a country that you should never bypass the legal route. No, I agree. I'm with you on that. 1,000%. But, like, how can you say you've been here 20 years and you didn't like get on that citizenship thing like right away? But now I understand. Sometimes it's a 10-year thing. In 4 years even, right? That's a long time. This is not the time to go no sugar. It's Christmas cake season. Cheap freight hauler. Let's support Sterling. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a rough season, even for myself. You know, it's going to be rough because if you kick the sugar addiction right before the holidays, you're going to have to be a beast. I'm just saying. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for me. Because at this point, I've been carnivore for so long. I'm just like, give me some ice cream or something. Shape World's in the house saying, hello, hi Shape. How are you today? Hi, India's in the house. Some more people from India. I'm from the Midwest in the United States. Thank you for asking. You can get an extension on a green card. Shannon, also understand that most of these drivers are enslaved to the people they're driving for, and they're being paid pennies under the constant threat of being sent back. Well, they got to go back. I'm sorry, bye. Time is up. Time to go back. If you want to come back in, like, come on back in, but now you got to do it the legal way. Like, I'm okay. It's not that I'm full of hate and don't, but there's a process here. If you want to come to America, you have to follow the law. That's all. I worked very hard to, get my CDL, which is a federal license, by the way, and follow the rules and learn how to be safe and pass a bunch of tests. It's only fair. Like, if you're going to do this, you have to be legal. You should be a U.S. citizen to have the privilege of doing this kind of work, in my opinion. And, yeah, you should be an American citizen because it's a federal license and it has to do with our national supply chain. Is that too far-fetched? Is that crazy? I think that should be what it is. I'm not talking about the people that do transport or transportation. That's not, I can't encapsulate those people in that because that's a different situation. Samrat says, I heard the news that Trump shut down the government and there was no food stamps. No, that's not true. Trump did not shut down the government. The Democratic Party collectively caused the shutdown, and which took funding for those kinds of programs, and it shut that down. So because the funding is shut down, because the Democratic Party is not going to work to do their jobs, it shuts down that part of the government, which includes that part of the funding. And as long as they stay not working, staying home in their pajamas, they're keeping those food stamps from people. And so it was not Trump's decision. He's been trying to get them invited back in so that negotiations can happen and they can get back rolling and pay the soldiers and pay the food stamps and figure something out or whatever. But they don't want to work, and I don't know why they're not fired, because if I didn't show up for work, I'd get fired. How are these people allowed to do that with such a drastic economic effect and not lose their damn job? And if I'm the taxpayer and I'm paying that person to represent me, then I say, you're all fired. Find somebody that'll go into the Pentagon and work and do the job. Like, are you kidding me right now? That was my one political section of opinion in this show. Now it is over. No more politics. Shape World says, I have some on Christmas Day only. Yeah, if you can get back on your wagon the rest of the year, then you can probably get away with it. The willpower is the key. If you can have the cheat day and then you can go directly back to your discipline, that's not the stuff that's going to kill you. But with people that have trouble with addictions and can't have that kind of willpower. And sugar's powerful. It's like heroin, you guys. So it all depends on if you think you're strong enough to, to make the switch and switch back and be okay. And then, it has to be a long time before you do that again, right? Dallas Little 5V or 5, I don't know what you mean there, but it says, it's my birthday. Can you tell me happy birthday? Happy birthday. Hit me a thumbs up for that, please. Appreciate it. Subscribe, subscribe, all that jazz. Can we see the whole face? This is my whole face. What are you talking about? Who approves their CDLs? Well, that's the other side of the coin. They got to fix that too. We got a lot of broken systems in this whole system. Cheap freight haulers, they shouldn't just target the drivers. They should go after the company and even the broker that sold the load, and everybody involved knows the rule. Yeah, so what Sean Duffy was saying was that they're trying to get to the root, right? Who's at the root? And also get that, which was the schools, the CDL mills, as he called them. And who is responsible for approving these CDLs, letting them take these tests or passing them, considering the laws that are already in place. They're going down the whole line, so I'm very excited for us. I've ate a whole box of chocolate Little Debbie's Christmas tree cakes, and now I'm working on a box of original Christmas tree cakes. Those are so good with coffee. Hello. I can't say your name, but FACH. I'll say that. Hi. Thanks for coming in. Chasing Ghost says, my great-grandfather's paperwork took 20 years. The country on his documents changed names during that time, and he went from Ruthenian to white. It took that long. Yeah, see, I'm just saying, in the age that we're in right now with all the technology and how fast you can do transactions and stuff like that, what's going on? It shouldn't be 10 years. It shouldn't be 3 years, right, Nomadic Brit? It shouldn't be 4. 100% agree with Wheelburner that our government always goes after the little man. My grandmother, his granddaughter, he brought here, married a man whose family went back to the Maryland colony. Oh, you really know a lot about your stuff. I don't know what happened past my dad's parents, okay? I don't know. I do know that I got a lot of Irish blood in me. That is evident. So that's all I do know. The only ones with the least amount of money for lawyers. Well, yeah, there's still slavedom going on here. That's part of capitalism. They work for us. Politicians should fear the people. We still believe this is our country. Yeah, I'm with you. If I'm paying your salary, bro, you're fired. That's a no call, no show. And we all get fired for some no call, no shows. So excuse me, y'all are fired. Let's call the temp agency and grab some more, get them in there, and they'll be the median government while these other people are on strike, like they do at the auto plants. They'd probably do a better job. Just saying. Chasing Ghost says, if taxes are still being taken out of my check and we are still sending money to the foreign countries and the government ain't shut down, what is happening to the millionaires throwing a temper tantrum? Well, that's the other thing, my money. Right? You ain't spending my money right. You ain't getting my money because you can't handle it. How about that? I am in a semi-truck, Larry. I am a OTR semi-truck driver. This is my truck. This is my top bunk. I'm sitting here on the bed having coffee with y'all today. Lenny says, I drove over 1 million miles with JB in the 90s. I worked for JB Hunt too. I loved it. I worked there for a little over a year and a half. If the shippers would stop loading those drivers that couldn't speak English, this problem would be solved by Thanksgiving. Yeah, he talked about that too. But it also has to go back to that could all be avoided because at that point, the truck is out there. It could all be avoided if it happens at the broker, first at the DMVs, right? But then whoever slips through, like then the broker needs to be aware and make those decisions. And maybe that's not the best choice. Maybe it's just at the point of getting a license, right? I mean, that's like, get to the beginning. First is a school. Then there's the CDL trainer person that gives you the certification. You got to start there too. It should be hit on all fronts. Because we're in a massive problem. So in that case, you need to attack it from all sides, right? And clean it up. Every point of contact needs to be policed or fixed or whatever. Artist says, Jesus loves you. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. Chief Railer says, then we will have to bail out Volvo Financial because all the repossessions. Hey, look, we might be able to get some really good truck deals on some Volvos. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I'm saving my money. I'm getting ready because there's probably a big opportunity as far as equipment and pretty soon. Don't you guys think? Larry says, for all those fat chicks out there, Starbucks Caramel Macchiato has 48 grams of sugar. Yeah. Whew, Starbucks. Your real ID is a federal ID. It is a digital ID. A CDL is a federal ID anyways. They could cancel all of the even interstate CDLs easy. They are federal if they have that star. Right. So I'm just kind of, I think he's trying to take the, hey, this is what we're going to do team approach first. But now there's been some pushback from this area and that area, and he's like, you will comply. So he tried to be nice. He tried to ask nicely and get everybody on board, but some people got to be some you-know-whats. So he's like, okay, well, you got 30 days, and if not, this is going to happen. And now you really, you blatantly did something, that showed that you weren't going to comply. So guess what? Now some more of that's going to happen. You will comply. That's the kind of balls we need in charge. I'm loving it. I'm anxious to see what happens in our industry. Also look at everything and how they scan your license to buy. We should have protested like there in Europe, but we already have it. It's scary. The infrastructure is already there. Yeah, I know. We just gotta try to live your best life, man. And when they start trying to put chips in your skin, that's the end of it. That's time to say, okay, nope, done. Not going there. Ian Mangham says Scania is king. Chief Railer says we can trust the government to do what they're supposed to do. If I was bilingual, I could book a load and send a non-English speaking driver to pick the load. The shipper is the best spot to catch them. Okay. I think the whole thing needs to be done at the same time. Hello, dear Lancashire. Chasing Ghost says the infrastructure, is there to deny the purchase of or anything? Yeah, it's there. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. I think everybody knows it. We all got to start thinking about what we're going to do to prepare for that. Some of the stuff I'm doing with my big, beautiful spreadsheet and my revamping of my life and reorganizing everything is I'm starting to get in preparation for what's coming in the future. And I want to start it now because it's a big deal. Larry says, are most truckers lonely? Why not have a team driving setup? I mean, some people do. They're husband and wife and they drive together. I don't think there's a lot of team freight to support that. But yeah, there's a lot of men that have their wives in the truck. 6 Number Tyrant says the shippers, dock workers don't speak English either, though. That's okay. They can all not speak English. But you can't drive one of these. You can't move freight. You can't read the road signs. You can't speak the language out here. Safety is paramount. We're not saying you can't work in the U.S. I mean, unless you're legal. But if you're legal to work here, but you can't speak the language, you can't do this. You can do that. You can do all kinds of jobs here, but you can't do this. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we have to meet requirements to be professional commercial drivers, do we not? If you don't cut the mustard, you don't cut the mustard, right? That's why professionals are professionals, because there's a level that they have to achieve and they have to pass these credentials and requirements to be considered a professional. That's across any industry. I don't know why they decided like it's okay to send everybody over here and it's like whatever. No. So I hope that professional truck drivers all across the land would agree on that. And I think we do. Chasing Go says you don't need a chip in your skin. It's already in your wallet already. You don't need it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening. But according to the Bible and what's going to happen, what has been written here, things are really going to take a big turn when there's no more money and they are going to put a chip in us. And that's when the choice is the choice. So don't make that choice. Prepare for the harder road, because that, living off the land, making your own medicines, all of those things. I mean, y'all do what you want, but I ain't doing it. That's some devil shit. Sorry for my language, but that's real evil. So, it's time to prepare, because nature is showing us what time it is. All the signs are there. All this has been written. We don't got too much longer. So I'm preparing. I'm trying to get things in order to prepare now. Because preparing at last minute is going to be a scary thing. And who knows, with this whole food stamp thing, this might be the part of the social experiment that's at the beginning, right? They just took people's food stamps away. Let's see what happens next. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what to expect. November's going to be pretty intense because of that alone. So I'm anxious, so that being said, those of you that are making money out there, if you see somebody struggling or hungry, please reach out and feed them, please. We might see some crazy things this month. Larry says, for all those people struggling with limited income, find a way to move to Cambodia, Thailand, or the Philippines, or Malaysia. Oh, Vietnam is nice too. Chief Railer says, first come, first serve loads can be team loads, even if they're not posted as team. Yeah, I mean, I wish Dee Dee, would drive more often, because we could really kill it. Totally agree. Read signs to drive. Yeah. No English, no driving a moped, no license. No, you can drive it. You can, look. I don't know. Maybe you could be dangerous on a moped if you can't read English. You got to be able to read the signs if you want to drive here. I'm Robin Brar from Abohar. Hey, what's up? Hey, Robin. Thanks for coming in, saying hi. Please hit the thumbs up on the way in or out if you would. Being a professional is overrated. Just hold the wheel and keep it between the mustard and the mayonnaise. Yeah, I don't think it's that easy, you know, because there's the layers of everything else. The challenges, the problem solving, the danger, protecting the other people on the roads. Like, I don't even think doctors have it as hard. Yet they're considered like, you know, professional career. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know. But, you know, we got soldiers. We got soldiers in trucks. There's many of us. We run missions every day. We're out here on the front lines. We're getting this stuff delivered so that the people are fed and medicated and taken care of, and the manufacturers have the supplies. Like, this is a very important thing, and it should be respected as such. All this crap that they've allowed to happen has caused all the disrespect and the lack of gratitude and the people taking it for granted. You know, drivers themselves taking a lot of stuff for granted. It should be held to a higher standard. Like, I feel like when I was growing up and a little girl, it used to be. I think everybody out here who works hard to do this job and to be safe at it deserves that, you know? I mean, I sure as hell try to be the best professional I can be. On many levels, because it's my business too, you know? My relationships, building the broker relationships, like the actual driving of the load, the actual service I provide, and providing excellent customer service and communication with the brokers, and not building that relationship and whatever. When I'm at the shipper and receiver, I'm representing that broker. I do it professionally. I strap my load. I do all the things I'm supposed to do. Take pictures and send it to them. Like, I do the most professional job I can possibly imagine to do, because I want to stand out. I want to be a preferred carrier. I want to represent my carrier, you know, very well. I have a chip on my shoulder, Charlie says. I like that, Charlie Brown. Team Rough for Life truck. I got a 2024 International LT with a Cummins X15. Love this truck. You would think AI could replace a whole bunch of positions in government offices to save taxpayers money. Yeah. I could put a bunch of truckers in there that would do a better job, in my opinion. Food stamps are supposed to be back on. Oh, okay. Thank you for that update. I didn't know that. I really don't mind the federal government being shut down. Most of what they do is supposed to be done by the states and should return to state control. I agree. I think our government is way too big. Dee Dee just needs a social security number to get a CDL. Maybe I'll just make her a fake one like everybody else. I see a lot of people living in cars. I do too. If I see a person in that situation, I always buy them food and a hot drink or shower. That's really, yeah, we have to love each other, man. We got to take care of each other. You know? I see a lot of people living in their cars at the rest areas, man. It's blowing my mind. That's why the traffic signals are only 3 colors and basic shapes and a line on the street. Lack of leadership, David Rollinson says. I haul things that will put a crater in the ground. You need to know what you're hauling, what the risks are, and be able to communicate that to first responders, shippers. Absolutely. Perfect example, chasing ghosts. Like, that's a professional. Nomadic Brit, they run that kind of stuff. They have to be on top of their game 100% on time. That's professional. September Tribana says, where are we going? Oh, Nomadic Brit says, never forget where you came from. He says, where are we going? Do you think auto driving will ultimately replace our jobs? Oh, you mean like autonomous trucks? No. Some drivers, they're gonna have to come up with something to cover that much capacity being lost, and they will. But there's no way in a million years they're gonna replace the whole thing, because those machines cannot handle the Northeast, the Midwest, the upper part of the country because of the weather. It's not going to happen. And, you know, in just recent years, some of our winter weather has happened down south. So it's not a foolproof plan. They can't do it. It's never going to take over trucking completely. It can't. Chief Rattler says, I was hauling fuel when the economy tanked in '08. I seen so much sadness during that time. I've never seen an emergency response guidebook in anything other than English. I remember '08. It was really tough, Dixon says. I don't know what I was doing in '08. I don't know. I don't even remember that stuff. I could have just blocked it out because it was that stressful. Hi, YouTuber 887. G-Van says, I love your daughter. Everybody loves my daughters. They're pretty awesome. But anyways, guys, I love you. I know you got stuff to do today. Like I said, I got to work on my big, beautiful spreadsheet. I got to do some productive big boss business things. I love you. I want to wish you a great week. God bless you out there and keep you safe this week. And thanks for having coffee here at the Trucker Cafe from Ohio live. And thanks for all the new people coming in. Thanks for all the likes, and thanks for all the new subscribers. I appreciate you guys. See you next week. Stay safe out there. Keep the rubber on the pavement. And reach out and feed somebody this week. And pray for the people that have to leave. Because, you know, they're people too. I love you. Bye-bye.